Borno State under siege as Boko Haram kills about 300 people in 6 months. Controls 3 local government areas. Following the updates given to us by Senator Ali Ndume. The Senator, Ali Ndume, has expressed concern over the escalating resurgence of Boko Haram terrorism in Borno State, revealing that over 300 lives have been lost in 252 attacks within the last 6 months. A wonder the situation is rapidly deteriorating, with 3 local government areas, which are Godombari, Mache, and Abadam, now entirely under Boko Haram control. The senator, who represents Borno South Senatorial District, spoke to journalists in Abuja on Sunday following a high-level security meeting between Governor Babangana and the nation's military top brass, according to Vanguard News. This delegation included all 3 Borno senators, a House of Representative member, and the governor himself. Although with all these issues arising, they've made effort to send out soldiers. About 100 soldiers were killed and over 200 civilians were killed as well. So the senator commended the efforts of the Nigerian military force, but acknowledged that they were severely overstretched and under-resourced. Well, this is not the first time people are talking about it. You send the army on a mission to defend the nation and you do not equip them enough to defend the nation, which is bad. You are giving somebody an outdated weapon that fires about, let's say, a weapon that houses a cartridge that fires about 20 rounds per 30 minutes, or let's say 10 minutes, and you're facing somebody that has a weapon firing 200 bullets in 1 minute. Although the soldiers have tried to fight at all costs, and for the record, they were even able to eliminate about 800 terrorists within the same period. The senator also noted that infighting between factions of Boko Haram and the Islamic State West Africa Province, that is ISWAP, also resulted in an estimated 500 terrorist deaths. When emergencies like this actually happens, when they come out front, they tell you the army is actually doing their best, but most of them, let's say some of them, are not well trained, except the special forces. You see, some people will just apply for the military and just give them basic training. Basic training to defend is different from basic training to go to war and eliminate things. That is why they have special forces as regarding some situations, but special forces are not as much as the regular trained soldiers. But Senator Ndume has actually said they need to train all those who are to be sent out to the war front to eliminate all these bad guys, because you can't just send just the normal soldiers to the war front just like that. In his words, he said, if these things are to be addressed, they must be trained, they must be equipped, they must be armed, and they must be motivated. That is what I call a team, and that is what we all should look out for, because you cannot send people to the battlefield without motivation. You cannot send them without weapons. You cannot send them without training. You preparing to be a soldier or have taken training to become a soldier is different from you preparing to go to the battlefield to face an unknown, both the unknown and the known enemy. Over the years, we've been hearing news about what's happening in Borno State and Maiduguri. Because right now, even from 6 p.m., you cannot go anywhere except in the southern Borno. Even in the southern Borno, 7 local governments out of 9, when it's 6 o'clock, you cannot go anywhere. And these are facts. These things are happening, but it's just that when you are in other states or in another country, you don't know this was happening. It is so bad that you cannot even move from one local government to another after 5 o'clock. Because if you move after 5 and it gets to 6, you are on your own. It's very dangerous out there. So until 8 in the morning, that is, their movement is from like 8 to 5. So you only walk when there is light. Else, who knows what will happen to you. That is, you're only safe when or if the Nigerian army around there have actually scanned the area to know that okay, the roads are good already, you can move out. Here we have a few interviews from channels and RIs. Interviews with Senator Ali Ndume.
But let me take you to your state, Borno State. You saw what Governor Zulum said.
Yeah.
And that comes from someone who has been to the battleground and he has also physically seen attacks. Is there anything to worry about? I thought that things are
I'm worried. I'm worried here. I'm worried. I told you sometimes back, remember when this Wajirko was attacked and where we lost a major in Damboa,
Yeah.
So these things, and then last time they attacked Sabongari, displaced them, the governor called an emergency meeting of the expanded security. And what the governor said there is true. And he's so worried about it. He also came there just yesterday and called another emergency meeting for us to go and see those service chiefs. We visited the chief of army staff. We visited the chief of naval staff. We visited
Chief of Air Staff.
Chief of Air Staff. We visited Minister of Works. And then he visited, that is after that, because it was evening and I was fasting, we had to excuse. He also visited Minister of Planning, all in the same day. Today, he went back. That was what brought him. And he called us and said, look, this thing is getting out of hand. What do we do? Let's go and talk to these service chiefs to see whether they can up their game to see where. And this, to be honest with you, they are trying. But let me give you a sad thing that comes out of this. After the governor and our 8 emirs, all the service chiefs agreed that there is the need for him to come here, talk to those that matters in the area of security about the situation in Borno and the relapse and the such. And then the minister somewhere was saying that Nigerians should ignore Zulum. I felt very bad.
He said he did.
And this is part of what I call where you have kakitocrats in the system. If somebody knows what he's doing as a minister, he should be able to run to Zulum and ask for what he can do to assist him, not to just sit down in his comfort. In fact, I even understand that he's out of the country when he issued that statement that the governor should be ignored.
The senator for Borno State Senatorial District, Ali Ndume, has advised President Bola Tinubu to employ the services of military contractors to wipe out Boko Haram terrorists in Borno State, who continue to pose a threat to the region. Ndume hailed the gallant performance of the military and civilian JTF, but said they were ill-equipped to carry out the task of eliminating the remaining insurgents operating within the...
So we've heard the most of it as regarding the insecurity in Borno State. As regarding politics, we don't know if this is just a public stunt or someone is actually pushing and trying to make Borno State safe and terrorist-free. So it's a nice movie. If it's actually genuine, well, I guess I've said enough. Let's know what you think on the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and also follow us on Facebook. Thank you.